Um, in this video, I'll talk about my PhD proposal I'm writing. So, in my PhD proposal, I would like to express what I want to do during my PhD, and basically, what I want to do is kind of extend things which I did in my MA thesis. So, in a way, my PhD, I want it to be an extension of my MA thesis. So, my MA thesis was about philosophy of love. So, I aimed for a rather very ambitious goal to provide new perspective, new way of thinking about love, which was love as identification, and which was identity based and commitment based view of love. It is so basically, according to this view, love is to incorporate beloved into our sense of identity when we love. This is what happens according to this theory. We incorporate object of love into a sense of identity. It becomes in a way part of who we are, and so I talk about this in the MA thesis, and I also outline some important um, features, elements of this view. So, in order to incorporate beloved into sense of identity, there are some things which would be helpful or work as catalyst for this incorporation to be successful. And those three elements are choice, commitment, and rituals. So, according to, it's important that in order to properly incorporate beloved into the sense of identity, the lover chooses this part of identity instead of it being something forced, or even initially it was, if it was not a choice, it should become choice, loving someone at some point. And secondly, commitment element is also important. So being committed to the beloved, um, sticking to the beloved, remaining with them is also somehow further important for this identification. And final element is rituals, performing rituals like some loving acts, for example, taking care, being concerned, spending time together, creating memories, history. These are important for the incorporation as a reminders for the identity for the of the beloved. These three elements help the incorporation of the beloved into our identity. So this is the view, and and I also contrasted this view with emotion view and union view. So according to emotion view, love is to have emotion for the beloved, and Uh, According to union view, to love is to create a sort of union between lovers. So I contrasted how the identification view is different from emotion view, union view. I highlighted some differences and commonalities. In my PhD, I want to uh, even broaden this theory, and there are many things which I couldn't develop and tackled in my MA thesis because of the short period. I want to work on them. For example, things like who else is talking about similar sort of notion of love, identity based or commitment based, choice based, ritual based theory of love. And though I contrasted emotion view with identification, I want to go more deep and see that if these two could be compatible or they are on the sharp contrast side. And with union view as well, on some level it seems very similar because union view talks about creating a union and identification view talks about incorporating beloved into sense of identity. But still, my intuition is that they are different. Um, in union with a third entity be and shared identity, something third entity is created out of this whole process of loving. But as per identification view, that's not the focus, creating a third entity. It's more like I incorporate beloved into my sense of identity, and then this identity is more important, but I don't say it's like third entity. Or on this view, the beloved also reciprocates my love. It's not super necessary for this view. That's why it can explain cases of, let's say, um, devotee's love for God, someone's love for nature, or someone's love for um, some abstract entity, or unrequited love where the union is not at the center, is, or at least not obvious. So I would like to contrast now on a more deeper level in my PhD, and basically develop this identification view further.